Today we're going to talk about one of the oldest religions in the world. It's a faith that came up with a totally radical new idea about how the universe works and, our place in it.
Just think about that for a second. What if every single thing, from a giant star down to a tiny atom, was caught in this massive cosmic tug-of-war? Well, that's the core idea behind Zoroastrianism.
So to get this story, we've got to go way back, thousands of years ago actually, to ancient Persia, what we now call Iran. It's here that a prophet named Zarathustra had a vision that would completely change how people thought about God and the world.
Now you have to remember, before Zarathustra, most cultures believed in a whole bunch of gods. A god for the sun, a god for the rain, you name it. So the idea of just one single, all-powerful creator, that was a huge deal. It was one of the first big moves in history toward what we call monotheism.
But, okay, if there's one good creator, then where does all the bad stuff in the world come from? Why do bad things happen? Zoroastrianism has a really interesting answer. It's all part of a cosmic war.
All right, so in one corner, you have Ahura Mazda, whose name means the wise Lord. He's the good guy, the creator of everything positive, light, life, truth, all of that. And in the other corner, his cosmic enemy, Ahura Mazda, the evil spirit. He's the source of destruction, darkness, lies, and chaos.
And this whole idea has a name. It's called cosmic dualism. It's this belief that our world is basically the battlefield for this epic, ongoing struggle between good and evil. That's the reason there's both beauty and suffering in the world.
So the big question is, where do we fit into this huge cosmic battle? Are we just sort of watching from the sidelines? Well, in Zoroastrianism, the answer to that is a hard no.
In fact, every single person is seen as a soldier in this war. Every choice you make, every thought you have, every word you say, it all matters. Your actions can either help Ahura Mazda and the side of light, or they can give more power to Ahura Mazda and the side of darkness.
Okay, so that's the big question, right? If every choice has these massive cosmic consequences, how do you make sure you're fighting for the good guys? The answer lies in a pretty powerful gift. That gift is free will. Ahura Mazda gave humans the ability to choose for themselves between right and wrong. I mean, for its time, this was an incredibly modern idea. It means you're not just a puppet of fate or the gods. Nope, you are responsible for your own path, and you have the power to choose good over evil.
And to help people use that free will wisely, Zoroastrianism gives everyone a really simple but powerful code of conduct. It's all built on three main pillars.
It all comes down to good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. It's pretty straightforward, right? Keep your mind positive, speak truthfully and kindly, and act in ways that help other people and the world around you. It's a really clear, practical guide for living a good life.
Now, besides this ethical guide, the faith also has some really powerful symbols and secret elements that are a huge part of how it's practiced.
Fire is a huge one. It's their most sacred symbol because it represents the purity and light of Ahura Mazda. Now, to be clear, they don't worship the fire itself, but what it stands for. Their holy book is called the Avesta, and they had this incredible respect for nature, believing that it's a religious duty to protect the earth, water, and air. You could say they were some of history's very first environmentalists.
So what happens after all this? What about the afterlife? Zoroastrianism teaches that after you die, your soul is judged. The life you live determines your fate. If you lived a good life, you get to cross a wide, easy bridge into paradise. But if you didn't, that same bridge becomes as narrow and sharp as a blade, and you fall into a dark realm. This whole idea of a final judgment was a really big deal and influenced a lot of other religions that came later.
So whatever happened to this ancient faith? I mean, it was hugely influential. Let's take a quick look at its journey through history.
So it all started with Zarathustra, maybe over 3,000 years ago. It eventually became the official religion of the massive Persian Empire. We're talking about kings like Cyrus the Great. But then, in the 7th century, the empire was conquered, and the number of followers started to shrink. But it never completely disappeared.
Today, there are small but really vibrant communities all over the world. A lot of followers, especially those who settled in India, are known as Parsis. They still live by those three pillars: good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. And as a community, they are widely respected for their incredible contributions to charity, science, and business.
So, to wrap things up, let's just go back to that simple, powerful guide. How different would your day be if you consciously tried to focus on just those three things? Good thoughts, good words,
and good deeds. It's an ancient idea, but it feels more relevant than ever. Definitely something to think about.